Hello, my name is Patrick from CasCade Automation Systems from Holland, and this small video is to show you something more about the operation of the HeatManagerConnect. We will go through all the things that there are in this instrument. Just as a first kickoff, this instrument is a 6-channel temperature controller specially designed for the heat treatment industry. Next to the 6 channels there are a lot of special features like 6 channels extra for data logging functionality. You can also some functionality to have alarm outputs used for the welding lights. There is a CT module so you can measure the currents going to the heating elements, where you can also set up some heater brake alarms and overcurrent alarms. I will later come back on this information. Just start with the basic things of this heat manager. One of the things you should keep in mind that there are 2 operation modes available in this instrument. One mode is the easy mode, where you can just use 1 programmer and 5 slaves, or you can use it as a 6-channel single set point temperature controller for preheating. Next to the easy mode there is also the advanced mode, and in the advanced mode you can set up the instrument, well, almost just what you want. You can make it 1 programmer with 5 slaves, or you can make it 6 programmers, each running their own different profile, and you can also choose every combination in between actually. To get a little bit used to this instrument, let's just start with the easy mode, which is the mode this instrument is now started up. And well, when we push the profile set button, you will immediately recognize its functionality, because the first step is the ramp function to the target set point. The second step is just the set point. Number 3 that you can set is the soak time of this set point, and number 4 is the ramp down again to a value that you can just give up on number 5. You can choose, because it's a touchscreen, even to use the buttons and on the under part of the instrument, or you can use just to type on the value that you want to change. If you want to change the value, just touch it, set the values, give an enter, and you store the profile as we do now. When we go back, I will touch now the 1 button. You can also see the auto hold function. If you mark the auto hold, then you can give in a deviation of plus and minus. For example, put it on 5 degrees and minus 5 degrees. And this means that if the process value is lagging behind, for example, more than 5 degrees, it will stop the programmer. Automatically it will look also to the slaves, and if even one of the slaves is going out of the band that you have set with the auto holds, it will stop the programmer till all values are again in the band that you have set up. You see, automatically after you have set the values, after about 15 or 20 seconds it will automatically be stored, so you cannot forget it. For example, if while you are typing in the profile and someone starts talking to you, you cannot forget to store the things. Back to this profile, you see we have now changed the value of the ramp up. Over here, by touching this value, you can change also the target set point easily, and also set this profile again. You can see over there again the auto hold function, because you can individually set the auto hold function for each step you're gonna make. In this way it's very easy to just start with the heat manager. You set up your profile just the way you like it. Over here you see the total time that it will be running. Remember, this total time is calculated from a 0 start set point, but automatically the calculation will be redone as soon as you see the instrument sees that it has started from, let's say, an environmental temperature of 22 degrees for something like that. Go back to the operation, and over here now you see the 6 channels where you can see the overview. Each channel you see the measured temperature, the process value and the set value, and on channel 1 you see the start button for the profile. If you touch that button, the profile will start, but it first will ask you what it will do with the data logging files, because it is starting a new data logging file and there is maybe something still stored in the internal memory of the screen. It will ask you, what shall we do with the new files? Do we add them to the existing log file, or do we first need to save the old log file first under a certain name, or do we just delete all the old stuff and start fresh with a new data logger? After you push the button, it will ask you the question, old log data will be lost. Is this okay? Can we go on? Yes, please proceed. And it will start clearing the buffer, and then it will start automatically the programmer, and you will see the program will be running and heating up. Will be heating up the heating elements that you've wrapped around the pipe or whatever. It's a slow process with a ramp of 170 degrees. I think I typed in, let's check that. You can easily swap and go back and see what we did. You see that the number 1 is blinking, so we know now that we are going up to with 170 degrees up to 500 degrees as a target set point. You will immediately notice also that you see an extra button now over here, because in a lot of processes actually you don't want to have the ramp up starting from 0 or 20 degrees environmental temperature. You want to go as fast as possible to, for example, 250 degrees, and then start ramping up to the target set point. And this is what we can do now by touching the upper button or the set point button, which is the set point value, but actually also a button. We can easily change this value to a start set point. Let's say we go up to 180 degrees as fast as possible. We set it, and what you will see now, it will not ramp from that value of what we started from, but it will immediately go to 280 degrees. Watch now, because we did not mark the auto hold function, it will immediately go on with the ramping from of 280 degrees to the 500 degrees, because we did not set the hold function for the first step. Remember, when you just want to go to 280 degrees and wait there for the process value till it's reached also the 280 degrees, you need to set up the hold function. Let's check it again, because it takes a while. We did set it up. So it will wait now for at the 280 degrees till the real process value has reached this value of 280 degrees, and then it will go on ramping with 170 degrees up to the 500 degrees. This is actually the basic function of the HeatManager with the easy mode. We will now stop the program and go back and look what's going on over there. In the middle of the buttons, the main button to go to the main menu and the profile set button, you see a smaller button saying channel 1 till 12. Because this system you're looking now at is not a 6-channel HeatManager, but it's called a 6+6 channel, which means it's a 6-channel control system but a 12-channel recorder on board. When we push this value over here, you go automatically to the recorder, but when you push this small button, you will swap to the overview of all the 12 channels, where you see the 6 temperatures which are controlled and the set points with it. Of course, we switched off the system. You actually see zeros, but when you do this while running, you will see the set points as well. Over here you see the 12, the number 7 till 12 channel process values, which shows 1451, because actually the thermocouples are not attached at this moment. But as soon as you plug in these thermocouples, you will see all the 12 process values that are recorded in the recorder when you type over here. Here you see then the paperless recorder, where you can auto scale with the range button different ranges. It will automatically swap back from 0 till 1200. This will make 0 to 1000, 800, 600, 400, 200 and 1200 degrees again. You see some zooming functions, newer, older, so as soon as the data logging is done and there is a lot of information in the screen, you can push the button history and then you can scroll back or scroll up, zoom in, zoom out to have a better view of all your values. If you want to go back, you just push the button menu and you will be back on the main history file, from where you can go back to operation directly or to the main menu. When you push operation, you automatically come on the screen where you can start or stop the profile again. When we go to the main menu, you see that you can choose actually for 3 types of channel setup. As an initial start, the programmer is having 1 program and 5 slaves, but you can also say, okay, I want fixed set points, all fixed set points. That means it will start asking you for the target set points of each channel, which you can set up as easy as we do now. Go to the next channel, again we want 200 degrees. Next channel, let's say 300 degrees. Next channel, 300 degrees. Channel 5, let's say 200 degrees again. And channel 6 is also 200 degrees again. Next, now it will store all the data and you have just a controller, a 6-loop controller for fixed set points. One of the benefits of this instrument is that you can on the fly swap the type of instruments you have, even when you have started all the channels. For example, when we start all these channels, automatically, of course, it will ask again, what do we need to do with the log files? Well, in this case, we just clear it and we start data logging. Restarting, please. Okay, we've started the first channel, 200 degrees. Let's start the other channels also. Right, this can go on as long as we want, but one of the good things is, this takes a while of course, as you can see, but what you can easily do is also set up and change the channels. And when you change the channels, you can start and go from 6 point to slave of channel 1. And this is an easy function, because when you set them up as a slave, it will again ask for these values, but it recognizes automatically that the other channels 3, 4 and 5 and 6 of course are a slave of channel number 1. So what will happen automatically, you will see that as channel 1 was already running and we changed the other channels into a slave of the first channel, they will also automatically start. And this is the way you can easily swap and change things. Even if we now change channel 1 into a programmer, it will automatically start running, but you have to take care of one thing. As soon as you change the type of a channel, it will just load the standard profile. So when you do that, you have to take care of the fact that you will immediately need to change the profile in the profile you want. I will show that to you. Let's first go to the main menu. Say, okay, I need 1 programmer and 5 slaves back again. And as all channels are already running, it will just keep on running all the programs. But what you will see now is that it will go back to the basic settings of the profile. Where you see that the standard ramp to set point is 150 degrees, the target set point is 600 degrees, the running time, the soak time will be 1 hour and 5 minutes, and then we will go back to 300 degrees with a ramp down of 150 degrees. So you always need to keep in mind when a channel is running and we change the type of channel, automatically it will go on. So this makes it very easily when you have a preheating and you want some channels to start to follow the programmer, you can one by one let them follow the programmer without stopping the process. Makes life much easier. Let's go back to operation. Stop the program and let's go back to the main menu, where I shall explain a little bit more about the other things that you see over there. One of the things you see over here is the information button. Typing the information button, you will just see some information, the logo, the manufacturer. You will see the terms and conditions that you can use for this instrument. You see the system information. When you set up this system for the first time as an OEM machine manufacturer, you can put in your own information, machine number, serial number, identifier number, and so on. And of course you will also see the editor type and the firmware version of the software. The spare is still empty, of course. But one of the possibilities, of course, also on system info, a machine manufacturer, when he is having the Maxi type, the HeatManagerConnect Maxi, he can bring in his own logo, which is shown also over here on the info side. The other button, the history button, is the button where you can choose for the paperless recorder, where you can see trend 1 till 6, 7 till 12, or you can see the complete profile all in one. As I said, the HeatManagerConnect Maxi is having some more features than the basic system. One of the things is that there is an SD card, an SD memory card on board of this instrument, which makes life quite easy because you can store hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of data logging files of all the treatments that you did. As soon as you finished your job, you can export all the information, including the historical information, to the SD card. You just type the SD card information, and it starts with the job information that you can just type in. So for example, on service, you can type in the customer name. Let's give in our own name to not make any confusions with existing customers. We type in CasCade. We can give in the site where you did the treatment. You can give in the order number, the job number, just all the things you like to add. You can give in the process information, the item for the treatment, the material, the treatment type, the heating method. All these things can be set in the system. Even the equipment information, the operator name, registration number, all things that you think are important to get on the report, you can type in over here with the remarks. For example, some thermocouples on top, 2 types on the bottom, whatever you like. Then, as soon as you type in next, you can give in a file number that will be stored to the SD card as a .csv file. Okay, all this information, including the data logged information, is now on the SD card. When we go back to history, from here, when we want to make a copy that we can take out, you can plug in a USB stick, type in the button, and when you plug in the USB stick, you'll see a file transfer screen over here, from where you can, just as in Windows, transfer the files to the USB stick that you can put in your computer and in your laptop and open all the information, for example in Excel. Next to this, the last button actually is the setting button, and in the settings you can easily set up the complete instrument. For example, the recorder configuration. You can set the interval time of the recorder. 60 seconds we put in as a standard. That means that you can make a data logging for 3 days, 11 hours and 16 minutes. When this is too short or too long, you can easily touch the value and change it into, let's say, 30 seconds. And with 30 seconds, you will see automatically the values will be changed, and the data storing can now only go on for 1 day and 17 hours because we do a faster sampling. After you have finished your process, you will automatically be able to stop the profiler, which means that also then automatically the data logging will stop. But with many processes, the operator wants the data logger to go on data logging until a certain temperature is reached. Over here we can type, for example, we did a profile up to 600 degrees and we have a natural cooling down, but we also want to have data logging information of the cooling down of the process. So we type in over here a value that is important for us. For example, we want to go back to 250 degrees, and after that value is reached, the temperature, the data logger will also automatically stop. Where were we? Settings. Language. Also very easy. We have set up the instrument now in English, but it's easy to swap and go to Dutch, German. At the moment we're also working on French. In this instrument there is a database where we can store up to 16 different languages. So if there are any wishes from specific customers, markets or resellers, we can add quite some other languages as well. go back to settings, control configuration. Under control configuration we can go to each individual channel and set up the PID, values, the cycle time and the digital filter. There is a digital filter inside which is an average filter to prevent noise and that kind of nasty things on the inputs of the thermocouples. Once we have set up a channel and we want to copy it to the other channels, there is a quick button to make life easy to copy all the settings to the other channels. The profile configuration button. Over here we can set a preferred programming method because many times we use a ramp to set point, but in some cases people just want to set a time. It's just what you want. Most of the people in the heat treatment work with a ramp, so most of the time as a setup of the system it's on the preferred programming method is ramp, but if you want to change it for your own system you can easily do that over here. Also we can set up where the profile must start. It must start from ambient or from 0. Well, most of the time ambient is used. And what action does the controller needs to take when the profile has ended? Does it have to stay on the last set point and keeps on controlling the temperature, or do we just stop the profile? This is it. This is actually the easy mode. If you want to see also all the possibilities of the advanced mode, you will have to look for the other video to keep it separate and not a too long video. This is just the video for the easy mode. I hope you liked it, and I hope you will join the HeatManagerConnect, as it is a marvelous system for the heat treatment. Thank you very much.